What is up, Lightfighters? As always, thank you for tuning in. This is Lightfighters Anonymous, the show where the tactics are made up and the techniques do not matter. And if you are anything like me, you have spent way too much time in your garage trying to learn how to sew a ghillie suit, only to end up high on rubber cement and very, very frustrated. So stick with me. We got a solution for you today. We are going over the budget Amazon Viper Ghillie hood.
Eagle 2, this is Lightfighter 1-1. How copy? Over.
Contact!
1-1, this is Eagle 2, good copy, set traffic, over.
All right, guys, so what I have for you today is we're learning how to make a quick little down and dirty Viper hood. This is something I saw on Amazon when I was scrolling, and for the price of $40, I could not pass on it because I have spent a lot of time borrowing a sewing machine or using my grandma's old sewing machine and trying to stitch together an old set of BDUs into something that resembles a sniper's ghillie vest or even like a veil like this. I think these veils are a good option for someone who wants a little bit of a combination of the ghillie that is also usable for patrolling. So when I saw this at 40 bucks on Amazon, I clicked on it and said, oh, hell yeah. And then I saw a mesh version. They do have solid color versions, so you guys can get your nasty little M81 or all your cool Desert Gucci flages. But I got God's Cam, nice OD green. And of course, this is a little bright. And I know what you guys are already running to the comment section to say. You guys are going to be like, oh my God, Amazon nylon, you're going to light up like a little Christmas tree at night under my nods. Well, that's not fucking true because, aside from the fact that's been entirely debunked and then none of the US military was using the proper non-brightening detergents to clean their shit, that is all a lie that Cry used to sell pants to the government for $350 fucking dollars, okay? There are no glowing fucking fabrics, all right? Yes, now some plasticized fabrics will reflect light at different rates, but let me switch to some actual blackout IR footage right now and show you the difference between some M81, this specific ghillie hood, and a Gore-Tex jacket and some other crap. Here we go, boom.
All right, what up, Lightfighters? It is nighttime and I'm in the darkest place I have, which is inside my shipping container. It is pitch black in here, cannot see your hand in front of your face, but I've got my PVS 14 on and I'm comparing some of this clothing. On our right here is M81, woodland camouflage, a bunch of surplus. This is just some OD green true specs. Oh my gosh, I'm hitting shit in here. It's so dark, I told you. Some OD green true specs right here. Up next to it right here is a Gore-Tex jacket. That is a woodland Gore-Tex, known for not being the most tactical IR absorbing clothing. And then finally, here is that Viper hood right there. So man, you can't tell any of these apart in the dark here. So I'm gonna turn my illuminator on. Boom, now we've got good IR illumination. So again, on the right here is our woodland camo M81, next to some random OD greens. That is a Gore-Tex M81 jacket, known for reflecting all the IR light and being bright in IR. And then finally the Viper hood. These things all look the same under night vision. Shit's a myth.
So as you can see, you squealing little fruit boots, in completely blackout conditions, under IR light, none of these look any effing different, okay? So it really doesn't matter. And also, we're gonna go ahead and hit this thing with a nice coat or rattle can. That's the first step to all these anyways. And we're gonna darken some of this out, brown some of it out. And because it is fall time, we're probably gonna lighten some of it with some nice tans to match like the hay fields and the straw. So that's step one. Actually, I lied. Step one is I just looked at some of this stuff and this thing is infested with a couple of cheap plastic Chinese buckles. Okay, so here's a good technique I've been using to see. These are sewn on plastic Chinese buckles. And here's a really good technique I know to remove them from here. You just put them on a good table and then you smash them to hell. And then they usually fall right off like that. Again, we could salvage that one if we wanted to. Now, always use eye protection or just close your eyes when you swing a hammer like I do. Last one. Oh, one swing, dude, I'm a G. And I feel like before we paint this thing at all, you do deserve a good modeling of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it on so everybody can see what it looks like before it's all crapped up. Adjust it around. So it also has some adjustment here. Probably gonna cut that out. As well as some adjustment here. I'm gonna probably cut that out. Some hood adjustment. I don't think I'm gonna keep that either. We might just replace some armpit adjustment as well. Probably gonna get rid of that. It's already pretty tight. So as you can see, this is what it looks like before we've done any additional work to it. Just a little cheap piece of Chinese nylon webbing. Whew, and it's a little tight for a big boy like me. I'm 6 foot, about 210 right now, by the way. It's heavy season for me. Give me a break. All right, so first things first, we're gonna paint this thing up, darken the colors up, and then we're gonna be adding some of my favorite scrims to it, which look like, of course, some just mesh multicam fabric that will get painted and then cut into strips that looks like this, as well as some camo cheap Chinese nylon webbing or netting that will be painted and cut into strips to look like this, and then some sniper veil or whatever people are calling these things that, again, painted, cut into strips, looks like that. And then finally, we've got some just jute fiber from some tweed or jute rope. Either of these natural fibers are great. That I've spent the time of separating, unbraiding them, and pulling them apart a little bit. So we've got a nice handful of fiber. So first thing is we're gonna paint this up. Last time I painted in my garage, you guys all told me that it was gonna kill me. And I tried to set up some ventilation, but it's really cold outside and it was all blowing in and it just seemed to be blowing paint in my face. So I'm gonna hold my breath, just believe you me. And we're gonna stick with the firefighting crew who gave me cancer in the end, okay? So just hitting this with some rough paint. I'll air this place out here in a second. Woo! All right, let's open it up. That's getting bad. All right, so as you can see, just a little bit of the last bit of rattle can I had in those cans really just kind of improved the overall look of this significantly. Really kind of darkened it up, took the kind of just green, obnoxious monotone out of it. And I mean, I think it looks already pretty fucking good. But of course, we are going to now scrim it up a little bit. I'm gonna use a combination of all these. You don't wanna get too heavy with this stuff or too heavy-handed. An old guy, I don't know if I know a sniper, but I do know a Marine, and he told me he was a sniper, and as many of them do. But he said veg is the edge. He said when he went to sniper school, he said he learned that natural vegetation is really what makes the difference between a good ghillie suit and a bad ghillie suit. So what specifically we want to be adding on in here is small sections of gutted 550 cord, and just girth hitch them on, very simple. Just like that, through here and out through both ends, and just a girth hitch. That way, you've got a quick and expedient little tie down for when you are in the field. You can grab some natural vegetation and you can grab this and just tie it on there. And then it's a girth hitch, so if anything pulls on it, the knot's just getting tighter. So we're gonna be adding a couple of these, probably a little bit longer than this, but a couple of just 550 tie downs all throughout this. As well mixed in with just all these natural kind of scrim fabrics that I have, all right? So bear with me. All right, so I've placed some 550 strands through here. I went ahead and gutted those just to make them a little bit lighter. They don't need to be that strong. They're already very strong. Again, I didn't even burn the ends. I'm not too worried about it. And I kind of placed them in random places, like on my shoulder, and down on my arm, and then on the upper of my shoulder blades and the side of my head where I will want to attach some natural scrim kind of to break up those 5 angles. Now I'm just going to kind of go ahead, go through and start attaching some of my, my scrim, artificial scrim. I'm going to go with my bulkier stuff first, and I'm going to be pretty sparring with it, okay? I'm not going to use too much, like these pieces are pretty large, so I'm going to be pretty sparring with it as I go. All right, and so how I'm attaching this camo netting is not super advanced. I'm just kind of ripping it there and ripping it there. It gives me 2 little flags to tie together. And then you just tie it on. You know, if I was actually anybody using one of these for a living or anything not LARPing, this thing it's kind of an evolving and a growing garment. It's going to change every time you go out. You'll add stuff to it. You'll take stuff will fall out. You'll be replacing stuff. So it does take some upkeep to have a really nice ghillie suit. Again, I just wanted a cheap one. All right, so again, when you're putting on this camo netting, guys, it is very big, it is very dimensional. So understand where your 5 angles are. I know I'm off camera here, but you're up here and under your arms and under between your legs. And that's where you're gonna be using the bigger portion of this scrim to break up those bigger 5 angles there. But again, sparingly with this stuff because it is big and bulky and it just doesn't look quite right. All right, so here we are. We've attached the bulkier pieces of the camouflage netting, keeping in mind the 5 angles you really want to break up, as well as we've got our 550 cord attachment for natural veg. At this point, I'm going to start moving into some of our thinner materials, the sniper veil, and this painted multi-cam kind of mesh cloth, and add these in, again, sparingly, and start filling this thing out a little bit. So, all right, as you can see here, I might have gotten a little heavy-handed with this guy, but I've gotten all my unnatural or my synthetic products on here. My tie downs are tied down in there. And again, obviously, colors look a little off because this all now needs a real good ghillie wash. I might hit it with some more spray paint to mellow it out or to even it out, but we're gonna go just give it a ghillie wash, and I've got a great spot to do that. Okay. All right, so the plan was to go get a little muddy for you. Well, actually go get this thing a little muddy in my pond in the backyard, but welcome to the Midwest. It is frozen, and I do not have any good source of mud right now. So I'm gonna hit this with a little bit more paint, but pretty much we're calling this done at this point. All you have to do is get it ghillie washed, get it dirty, start using it, and really kind of let the tones settle down in it a little bit, and you're good. So I'm gonna do a little spin move for you, a little back move. And again, I've taken all the shot cord and stuff out of here, so I've just got some stuff to deal with. I'll probably put something back here to give it a clip, but I do not like that cheap Chinese buckle that it had. Other than that, when we got these little hang downs like that, I might cut some of those and trim some of those. They're a little long. But other than that, for a $15 Viper hood, I'm calling this thing pretty good. All right, guys, so this is the finished product right here. It doesn't look like much. Obviously, it's a big mess, but I'm not going to be using this probably until the spring. If I did, I could always hit this with some white. I'd probably just end up making another one because I wouldn't want to turn this one all white. But you can make these real easy out of white fabric, And then you can have one for overwhite times or snow time times where it is all pretty much right now. But how I'm gonna store this thing, guys, is pretty simple. I'm just gonna turn the hood inside out and then basically fold this thing in on itself. That kind of keeps all the ghillie and the scrim on the inside, and then just kind of roll it and fold it towards itself, and then pack it up, and we're gonna go find a pouch to stuff this down deep in and bring it out if we need to, guys. Again, I'm no sniper. I'm not encouraging you guys to go be a sniper, but having a little bit of enhanced camouflage capability never hurt anyone, guys. So guys, as always, I hope you had no fun and didn't learn a damn thing. This is Lightfighters Anonymous. I appreciate your guys' support and your comments. Also, if you are interested in getting out in the woods and LARPing with us, our 2025 calendar is available, lightfightersanonymous.com. Go check out the events list. If you're interested, get in contact with us. It is a lot of fun. Guys, stay sharp. Love your mothers.